Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and yeah, exhausted again. Why do I always do this after my bedtime? I don't do it bedtime. Anyway, so 8 o'clock, Saturday night, dying here. Boy, I hope that I can get used to this because next week I've got a game after I'm finished with this. I got a Star Wars Final Flight game. Oh, jeez. So I hope that I can be up after this. Anyway, so let's get into a real quick bit of, you know, kerfluffle until the question starts streaming in. Yerlandu is apparently this dude who worked for Sony Pictures way back in the day when Marvel had gone bankrupt. So this is in the mid to late 90s. So we know that Spider-Man was purchased by what do you call by Sony. This guy came from Sony, and then the X-Men and the Fantastic Four were bought by Fox, and Universal bought things like Namor and what's his face, the Hulk, and yeah, just all these different pictures went all over the place. Who knows who went where, when, and why. So anyway, they all got purchased separately. Well, the first one that was actually sold was Spider-Man. He was absolutely the hottest property, Wolverine being the second one, and Wolverine was a part of the X universe. So, because the X universe is practically useless without Wolverine, right? So it's a package deal. But Spider-Man is a package deal in and of himself, plus his rogues gallery and everything. So, hey guys, what's up? So this dude, Yair Landau, probably killing his name, he's on behalf of Sony. He goes to Marvel Studios and says, well, there's no Marvel Studios. He goes to Marvel and says, hey, so heard that you got a bunch of characters up for sale. Sony sent me over. We're interested in Spider-Man. Well, according to this book, The Big Picture, I think it's called. What is this thing called? Yep, Ben Fritz's new book, The Big Picture, which if it's only about this, then I'm not interested. But if it's about more than this, then I'm absolutely going to pick this book up handedly. I got to go and investigate it. But it turns out that this guy Yar was given an offer by Ike Perlmutter directly. He said, "Listen, you're looking to purchase Spider-Man for $10 million. All right, by today's standards, that doesn't seem like a lot for huge specs and whatnot, but back in the late 90s, especially to a bankrupt Marvel, like they were about to go out of business and that's it, done, right? They said we gotta do what we can. We gotta do what we can. So $10 million for Spider-Man. But Ike Perlmutter said, listen, I'm willing to sell you the entire lot, everything. So all those movies that you see now on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Fox's side, Sony's side, everybody's side, and characters you've never seen before. All of these characters says we will sell that for $25 million. So for 150% of what you just bought, so 1.5 times what you are about to buy Spider-Man for, we're willing to give you everything Marvel has. Yar was shocked by this. He's like, I need you to hold this offer for me. I got to go back and ask the execs, okay? Because I didn't come over with the permission to spend that much money. So these guys go. So this guy goes back, and this is what Sony Pictures goes and tells this guy. Nobody gives an sh, about those other characters. Now go back there and just bring Spider-Man home. Now the irony of this is that not only are we extremely happy that that didn't happen, but it's such a good thing that didn't happen. For one thing, there absolutely would not have been a Marvel Studios pictures today. I just don't know how they could have possibly done that, right? Make up a new character. Now, even then, if they would have said, here's the entire Marvel Universe, every new character that they create is just another character for over there. Any character in the Spider Universe gets to go over there automatically. Any so like Gwenpool, which came years and years, like 2 decades pretty much later, that automatically belongs to Spider-Man because it's a spider character. Any new mutant that was created would automatically go over to Fox because it's a mutant character. They got the rights to all those. So yeah, any new character they would make would automatically go. So I don't know what Marvel would do, man. That's like the wickedest thing for me. Maybe Maybe you get the license right to ROM again, or the Transformers. Now they get to make a Transformers movie or a ROM movie. That could be interesting, but it's not what we have now. And Spider-Man was amazing. The original Amazing Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and part two was amazing also. But the idea is, it wouldn't have been anything like it is today. When Iron Man came out, that was just so revolutionary, so unbelievably revolutionary. Anyway, so uh, oh yeah, I've got some new comic books I want to show you guys too that I picked up today, and a funny story. Real quick, Cyber 2G. What's up, Professor? How you doing, Cyber? Sean Sadry. Sup, solicitations for Marvel and DC. Solicitations come up on Monday and Tuesday. Yes, I know. That's usually when I make my individual folders. So I make a whole bunch. I set up like 25 folders, and I say I am not, God forbid, going to do more than 25 comic book reviews every week. Like I set myself up so that I can do 25. Sometimes I do wind up doing more, but boom, I set up for about 25. And then I will go through and I will look at the solicitations coming up, and I'll be like, oh yeah, check it out, man, check it out. And I'll be like, okay, so the new Batman is coming out. So I'll make one of the folders titled for Batman. Oh, the new Superman comes out the same time Batman comes out. So here's the new Superman. When Detective Comics comes out, Action Comics comes out. So I'll just set up all the little folders for the individuals. Then I will go through and I will start looking for all the pictures for those characters. uh, all the pictures for those characters, all the pictures for that upcoming comic book. And I will put usually anywhere from like 4 to 7, sometimes there's more, and I will fill up all those individual folders with those those characters. Now, here's the messed up thing that happened this week. All right. Oh, also I'll make my background, and then I'll make it a fuzzy background also. So two separates there, and then I have to make all my thumbnails. Anyway, so here's what happened. I go on Tuesday, really quick, like it's about 2 hours, 2.5 hours before I'm supposed to go to Gotham Central Comics and Collectibles. And I know I had to take a shower really quick before I go, but I'm like, okay, let me just set up so I can see what's coming out and just get ready. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as I go there, I get all my comic books, I can sit down, I can read them all, whatever. So I set everything up, and I start to try and download pictures. Well, the DC pictures are going up no problems. I got all the inside, what the inside of the book is going to look like, the outside, both covers, because DC usually does two covers, right? So I'm getting all these pictures down for DC. I got a couple for some of the other companies and whatnot. And then I come across the Marvel ones, which Marvel puts out more comics per week than any other company. So I go and I start looking at these. They have this thing across them. It says something to the effect of "not for distribution." I'm like, what? What is this? Who's distributing these things? Nobody's distributing these things. It's a simple case, which can mean just even putting them up online. But they do put them up online. That's the purpose. They've always put them up online. So why is it? And I go and I look at every single preview page that is putting them up for every single comic book. Everywhere I go, they've all got these stupid things on the front. So I'm like, are you freaking kidding me right now? So I'm infuriated. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So I had to actually just go and start making all my reviews without those pictures in it. Now you may go back and see, well, some of them have a couple, but some of them have multiple. What I did was on the day that the comics came out, so at about 3 o'clock, that's when all of a sudden you'll find all over online. I don't know, people are scanning them and whatnot. I don't know. But at this point, they're not using the ones that Marvel sent them. Now they're using their own, and they're actually scanning and putting them up. So those are the ones that I captured. If they're online, don't come to me with your troubles. I found them online. The most you're going to get is me pointing that way. So that's where those pictures came from. You know what I'm saying? But before that, it's like, where are all of my preview pages that don't have these stupid distribution watermarks on them? Like, you guys don't want to see that, and I'm not interested in putting that up. Plus, that also looks like it's a legal way of Marvel saying, hey, don't do that. Now, here's a problem that I really have with this. We have a new editor-in-chief at Marvel, C.B. Cebulski. How do I not blame this guy for that, right? So here's all this free advert that Marvel has been getting, that all of these companies have been getting with the reviews and everything. Look, I have no problems with continuing my previews and not putting any pictures up for Marvel. All right, for the most part, people are still going to do whatever. And let's be realistic. That makes my job so much easier. That makes it so much easier because I will simply sit down and be like, oh, check it out. So, I've got the comic books in my hands. I can always just, oh, here, this is a really cool picture I'd like you to see, but it just doesn't look the same. You know what I'm saying? So when I see that they've got these silly little watermarks up there, like, dude, why are you doing this? Why? What does this benefit? Who does this benefit by doing that? So I don't know what Marvel's thinking, but is what it is. Okay, so Bill, who's your favorite Robin? Oh wow. Okay, Sean, my favorite Robin would probably be. It used to always be Tim Drake. Not always, obviously. Dick was. I always liked Dick. I never liked Jason Todd, but what do you call it? I liked Dick Grayson a lot. Saying how can you not? And I followed him through Teen Titans and watched him become Nightwing and all this crazy stuff and just boom. And then Jason Todd, of course, came along. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? He's too much of a jerk, but I dig him. But of course, when he got murdered, it's like now I got the sympathy vote for the guy. So, I mean, when the Joker straight up beats you to death with a crowbar and then blows you up for good measure next to your mama, like that says something, man. Like I'm an Italian. So I see it, I was like, oh, didn't blow up his mama. So it's messed up. Turns out it wasn't his mama. Then it turns out it was his mom, and just like what's going on here? So anyway, Tim Drake wound up becoming my favorite for the longest time. But after about a year of reading Damian Wayne, I know a lot of people are like, no, not Damian. I love Damian. I love his stupid attitude. I just love everything about him. Like he's just, like I said, it took a year of really reading him to finally like him. And DC did it right, man. They sat there and were like, here you go, man. Here's Damian. But we're not going to give you solo Damian because we know you won't read him. We're going to put him with these other characters so you will read it. So we're like, oh man, stupid Damien. Okay, that was pretty cool. Stupid Damien, can't stand you, man. Yeah, beat him up, Robin. Oh wow, we got a good one in. Okay, was it? That was pretty funny. Pretty soon it's just like, okay, I like Damien. And I love Damien right now. I love it. So yeah, that Damien right now is my favorite Robin. Sorry, I know. But oh look, all my subs are going down. Everybody's like, no, Damien, I'm gonna go over and watch like Rob Explains or something. Sorry, guys. I love me some Damien. Especially like it was solidified when Super Sons. So actually, before Super Sons, when they just started pairing those two together a lot, before the preamble to Super Sons. Oh my God, those guys are hysterical. I love those two together, him and John. They're the absolute best. Okay, Manuel, what's going on, brother? So now I still wonder who's going to be replacing Spider-Man after Dan Slott. My pick is Nick Spencer. Was it you who was saying that before? Nick Spencer would be good for Spider-Man. I gotta admit, Nick Spencer would probably be really good for Spider-Man. Sean, so with Defenders ending this week, will you get a new title from DC or save money? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what DC's doing. Actually, you know what? No, sorry. What am I thinking? I told you I'm tired. I've got to start reading Deathstroke, starting with issue number 30. Because in case anybody hasn't been paying attention, starting with issue 30, Bruce Wayne is supposed to get an issue. This is Deathstroke issue 30. Bruce Wayne is supposed to get some kind of a heads up that, hey, it turns out that Damian Wayne isn't your son. It's actually Slade Wilson's son. What? That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? That would make all the sense in the world, wouldn't it? So, boom, here we go, done. If this is proven, that's gonna say something, right? Especially if he keeps him afterwards, because Damien's gonna probably want to stay with Bruce. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So it's gonna be a custody fight. Like it's gonna end up in the People's Court in front of Judge Judy or something, with Slade Wilson on one side, the plaintiff, and the defendant is Bruce Wayne, and they're just gonna be like, no, he's my son. I'm the knight. I am the knight. That would just be great. Oh my God, I'm so tired. But anyway, so I'm probably gonna it's going to be 6 issues of that. So that's going to be 6 issues of me reading. And I believe it's a bi-weekly comic book. So, okay, cool. If that's the case, that means I got to start reading Deathstroke. You know what I'm saying? For at least a month and a half, maybe 3 months if it's monthly. Anyway, if it's really good, which I expect it to be, I'll probably be sticking with Deathstroke. I've been wanting to get with Deathstroke ever since like issue 5, and I just didn't. And yeah, I regret it ever since. Anyway, so what do we got up here? X-Men. What is this? I say that Charles Soule to take over Defenders. Charles Soule is doing a lot right now, but Charles Soule would be able to do it. He would actually be able to do it. I really love what he's doing. I didn't know Sony. This is just wow. Okay, what's going on, man? I didn't know Sony was good with TB and SR until they snatched creative control from SR on the third one. So I'm too tired to be thinking of what these acronyms are, or these initializations are. I'm sorry. Sean, X-Men Red Annual is about after Phoenix Resurrection. How are they going to have a freaking annual? They just have issue 1 out, man. They're going to put out an annual. It's like, here's issue 1. Here's annual number 1. Man. P.A. Stewart, happy 60th podcast, Professor, and what's up, everybody? What's going on, man? Isn't it also the 60th, would have been the 60th birthday of Martin Luther King Jr., or something like that? Or would have been 80th? I can't remember. I just saw something like that today on the TV, but I was falling asleep while it was on. Anyway, yes, thank you, P.A. Stewart. Victor, what's going on, man? Good to see you, dude. Cyber2G, Professor, do you think Love Sideways, had more powers? Yeah, I think he's going to have more powers. I'm positive. At the very least, he's going to have power stunts, which I'm excited to see. If you take a look at his villains, they are crazily overpowered. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Like, this one dude is like an aspect of death or something. Derek must have more powerful abilities if he's got to fight cosmic entities. So that's the thing. I'm hoping he's not going to be fighting cosmic entities, because they're supposed to be making this dude like Spider-Man. So let's keep him like Spider-Man, right? Yeah, I'm okay with seeing over his head, but we'll see. Anyway, True-Mate, what a twist. What's going on, True-Mate? Sean, so Multiple Man might come back. The X-Men editor hinted at it. Okay. I say let people stay dead for a while, man. We know they're going to come back. It's just, let it feel. Let us, be comfortable with the feeling that the dude's been dead for a while now. It was just last year he was up and about. Batman, you are not the father. That would be like a Maury Povich, right? Cyber2G. On another note, Sideways was awesome. Yes, I loved it. And the unnoticed, underestimated characters that are secret badasses like Spider-Man and Sideways are my favorite. Can't wait for issue 2. I agree. So far, this is my favorite one. I'm curious at the Curse of Brimstone. The character is just drawn beautifully, but Damage was also drawn pretty beautifully, and I'm not a fan of Damage. I know, guys. Sorry. I do like, what's her name? Silencer, though. Silencer is cool. Silencer is wicked. It's just every time I talk to somebody, like, oh, she's like this. And it's like, it's always somebody different. Is it the Black Widow? Is it the Punisher? Is it the Bride from Kill Bill? I always hear somebody saying, she's like this. And it's like, dude, that means that she's got a lot drawn upon, right? She's got a whole lot of different sources drawn upon, so she can go in any direction. I love that. So, Victor. Oh, wait, sorry. Oh, PA was about to say, Maury. Victor, I'm upset I missed the last Face Rip game, but the Hawk will be back this week. Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, it's all right, man. I know it's rough trying to get these times in at exactly the right time, but that's the thing with scheduled games. It's no big deal. We'll be looking forward to the Hawk returning. Sean Sadrai, well, Multiple Man is easy to bring back. I know, right? Just any old one. Hey, they missed one of my clones. Ah, good one. Yeah, it was buried underground. Octopi, hello. This dude cool, but I got to skedaddle. I'll check this out later. All right, Octo, see you in a bit. I thought she was Punisher, but after reading, she is not. Yeah, that's a lot of people like she's a Punisher. I'm like, no, she's more like the Black Widow. All right, so while we wait for more questions to come in or just conversations, whatever, I visited a thrift store and I found comic books. So I don't show off like my new comic books or anything special I get or whatever, but when I find something cool in a store, it's awesome. Anyway, just the story really quick. So here's this knucklehead at the register. First off, I walk into the store and we've got a bunch of donations to drop off. You know what I'm saying? And when we're going up there, here's this window, and I look in and I see this thing about the world of Kryn is yours to command. So right away I'm thinking, ooh, they've got something in there with Kryn. Also, that's Dragonlance. And if everybody doesn't know, Dragonlance is I think they did make it into a comic book. At some point, but it's the world of Kryn. This is Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman created Kryn, the world of Kryn, Krynn, for the sake of the Dungeons and Dragons universe. So I love Dragonlance. It's amazing. Just boom. It's wow. I love it. So I'm like, oh, cool. But the trick is, since I'm a comic book nerd, somebody tried to insult me on one of the web pages. Like, you're such a long-winded comic book nerd. I'm like, I'm sorry, was that supposed to be insulting? And if the insult goes anywhere, bud, sorry I didn't use 280 characters or less. Anyway, so like I'm going to be insulted by something that a kid says on freaking YouTube. Come on, man. I was in the army. Do you have any idea the crap that we go through? Okay, so I see this and I recognize right away by the image on it what I'm like, oh, this is not about Kryn. That's just the back. This is a comic book. So like, okay, this is actually behind glass, which means this must be something special. So I'm like, all right, babe, you go do your thing. By the way, you actually got to see my wife in the Black Panther spoilers review. The non-spoiler review, nope, she's not there. But the spoiler review, she was indicating she really wanted to be on the podcast. So I'm like, all right, let's see. We'll find out. Let's see, what this is all about. So I invited her. She came on. She was sitting next to me, and she actually did really good. I was really impressed. Like I thought, I wanted to say to her at one point, "Don't freeze," and she might as well have just said to me, "I never freeze." So we got to talk about the Black Panther. We got her perspective on it, which is a very different perspective than mine. Although we both loved the movie, just for different reasons, and it was good. I enjoyed it. The whole entire hour. I'm like at a half an hour. I'm like, okay, we really got to go. Nope, we got stuck a whole entire hour just because the questions were pouring in. So and that of course elicited new things to talk about. So anyway, I go in and I see this comic book. So I go up and like, hey, can I see this comic book, please? Now the comic book is in Mylar, but it doesn't have a backboard. So like as it stands, I don't know what this comic book could possibly be, but it's in garbage condition. They've actually got the comic book standing up like this. I see the back part. It says Kryn on the back, not Risk. But it's actually standing up like this, and leaning up against the wood. So the binding is just getting messed up and everything, the spine. And I'm just like, oh my God. So then I was like, can I see this comic book, please? So she unlocks it, opens, slides open the door, pulls it out, bangs it against the glass case. And I'm just like, oh. So like you get what I'm saying. She goes and pulls it out. It hits against the inside crest of the black case, so it bends as she's pulling out. And she doesn't even like, oops, and then twist it and pull it. No, she just keeps pulling it out. And I'm like, mother, ugh. So I pull my hand, because I actually did this. So I'm like, okay, man, if it's in here, it's probably worth some money. Please don't bang it up even more. So she goes and flips it over, and I look at it, and it's the Incredible Hulk, issue number 350. That is one of my two favorite covers of all time. That's the one with Liefeld, where Wolverine's on the front cover like this, and in his claws you see the reflection of the Grey Hulk. Yeah. The inside art was horrible, but the story was great. And but the cover is just one of the best covers of all time. All time. They just redid that cover recently. They've tried to replicate that cover many times, never been as good. They just did a retwist on the cover with Black Panther having three of his vibranium darts, and in the reflection you see Claw's face. That was just recently, and with the Marvel Legacy renumbering, and I'm just like, oh wow, like that. But then I see the price, $80 Canadian. I'm like, okay. $79.99. Like, listen, this comic book isn't worth that. All right? The comic book, if it were in great condition, isn't worth that. Just so that we're clear. And it's like, okay, well, I can't do anything for you. I'm like, are you serious? There's no negotiation here? She's like, no, sorry. And she actually goes and puts it back. I was like, okay. It's like, can I see the Hellboy, please? There's a Hellboy figure there. It's like, can I see the price on the Hellboy? And she's looking around. It's like the red figure. So she goes and pulls it out. She's holding it up. I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, your hand is actually on the price. I just want to know the price. She's like, so she turns it over and it's $50. Okay, maybe it's like bendable at the hips and the arms and the head. Maybe I think at the waist, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know anything about the figure itself. So anyway, I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I go over to some dude that I see. I was like, listen, the prices over there of the things, negotiable or what? Like, well, they're not usually negotiable, but we can see what we can do. I was like, okay, cool. It's like, why don't you tell what is it that you're looking for? It's like the comic book that's over there. It's like, oh, the comic book. Okay, yeah, no, that's not going to be negotiable. It's like, out of curiosity, why not? It's like, well, there's actually a guy here this morning, and he tried to negotiate, and we weren't, doing it. So there's actually a bunch of people in the back. They're part of the production, and they do all the pricing based on, their own formula and everything. I was like, they do their pricing based on whatever, because I will see toys back there that my son is interested in, and right next to each other, the exact same toy, the exact same condition, the exact same everything, and they're different prices. So they're very random, spurious prices for whatever. So somebody saw this and thought, oh, this is going to be cool, and they put a price on it, but they didn't even have the common sense to put a backboard on it. There's no cardboard backboard on there. So I can tell you right now, the chances of you finding a sucker who's going to buy this for $80 when I'm looking and for a comparable price on eBay right now, here's my phone with the data. They're selling two of the same comic book in Mylar and a backboard. You see the VF and the what was it? The VF and the NM on there. That's called very fine and near mint. So what that means is they're both in better condition, and it's the exact same price for these two as that crappy one that you're selling with the bad backing and the pages like bent and everything and the discoloration. I would like to buy it for $10. I'm allowing myself to be talked up to 20. Maybe you guys can sucker me into 25. Maybe, just maybe, because it's Canadian as opposed to American. But brother, you are not going to get me to spend $80 on that. I'd be shocked and amazed if you got anybody to pay $60 for that. So I'm just saying. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, it's non negotiable. I'm like, are you the final authority here? Where is the manager? Who is the person who's actually in charge of the store? Well, she's going to tell you the same thing. Cool. Can she actually tell me instead of you telling me what she's going to tell me? Like, the guy's not being cool, so I'm starting to lose my patience with him. Well, she's not here. She'll be in tomorrow. I was like, would that be morning or afternoon? I can make either. And he's like, morning. So I'm like, okay, cool. So tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, I will see what's going on. Because, like, really, man? Really? Anyway. Excuse me. So then I go to purchase the comic books that I did find there that I was interested in buying. They're all $1 each. And I put them down, and I'm very careful with them. And the woman at the counter, like, it's so funny. I go through this every time because I guess when you're a minimum wage employee, like, you just don't have common sense about you. And I hate for that to be such an insult. But, like, pay attention to the freaking world around you, man. So the lady goes, like, I show her, and she doesn't need to scan anything. There's nothing for her to scan. I lay the stuff down. I was like, look, I got 6 comic books. You got your scanner back there to, and the UPS barcode, just boom. So she's like, okay. And she scoops the comic books up, picks them up, and boop, on the ground like that, on the table, like, doop, like that. Obviously, that's not going to do any kind of damage to the comic, but if she's willing to do that, I'm just like, okay, I will take those. And I take them out of her hand. She's like, I was like, I do apologize if that seems rude, but I'm a collector, and I don't want them to be in any worse condition than what I'm already seeing them. And she just goes, okay. I'm like, Do you know what a beautiful world it would be in if we could speak to each other without a condescending tone? Funny thing, she didn't make eye contact with me for the rest of the transaction. So I gave her my $6.35, whatever the heck it was, and I was on my way. Like, why do we have to treat each other like this? I swear to God, it makes no sense. Anyway, yeah. So here's what I got. Actually, let's see what do we got here. Um, Star Wars Thrawn looks to be like it's heading in the right direction. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Cyber 2G does look pretty good. I thought she was the Punisher, but after, oh, okay, gotcha. I'm gonna guess one of the clones was in a coma. True mate for Madrox. Madrox, yeah. It's a review, not a tweet. um, Sean said, "Drive Frank McGee and Reader will be in Daredevil soon." Soul said, "Oh yeah, that's right. He did say that. He did say that. I saw he said Reader's coming back. I didn't see Frank McGee, but cool. Cyber 2G. I was thinking about checking out the Curse of Brimstone. Anything I should know before picking it up? Only the little bit that they give in the back of the comics. They give their little interviews and things like that. I don't even think they actually showed any previews or what the pages look like. I think after the Immortal Men issue comes out, they're going to start showing the previews at that moment. So yeah, and I'm interested in the Immortal Men. What do we got here? Means of production. Do you think the new Moon Knight run can be salvaged after 191? Yes, I do. In my opinion, it was a stunt to keep the mystery in exchange for inappropriate humor. Exactly how I felt. You saw my reviews. Exactly what I felt. It did, the humor just it was misplaced, especially since it was the Sun King's first fight. Exactly. You don't make fun of somebody. Like you don't make like you want to be a joke. You know what I'm saying? Do you want the Sun King to be a joke? It just didn't make sense to me. 71 Ball Squad. Hey, what's going on, man? What's new? None. Hey, Magic Man, Jersey Boy. What's going on, brother? I forget what part of Jersey you're from again. Me, all over, but for the most part, I always claim Asbury Park is my home. I think you said Piscataway or something like that, Passaic. Anyway, Sean, so glad you started getting Venom again. Yes, yes, I am glad I'm getting Venom again. Okay, so here's what I got so far. I got. Does anybody remember the Stariers? Does anybody remember the Stariers? I loved these commercials. I loved the toys, even though I didn't actually own any. I was a kid, I was 7 years old when I saw these toys. I didn't know that there was a comic book out. I would have destroyed it if I would have seen it. So this is issue number 3 and 4 in a 4-issue miniseries. So I saw these and I was just like, get out of town. And it's funny, I remember the last time I saw these guys, like the actual toys, it was not in Toys R Us. It was in Child World. Does anybody remember Child World? And what they did was they had, what was it? They had a whole bunch of these toys, and I was with my dad, and it was right before Christmas. And I didn't understand money that well. I was 7 years old. I didn't fully grasp money yet, but I had like, I think $5 in my pocket, something like that. I had enough that I could have bought two of the smallest figures. Not the big battle station with the spring-loaded pew to shoot the little guys out of it. Not the bigger guys, all these other things, but just all these little. They were like Transformers that didn't transform, and little people would go inside of them instead. And I was just like, oh my god, this is awesome! I can actually. So I'm sitting there like trying to do the math in my head multiple times. Like, yeah, I can actually afford to buy things. That's really weird. Okay, so I should definitely buy two of these because I have the money and I love these things. That's what purchasing power is, right? So I go to my dad because I'm thinking everything. That's the thing, man. I was always such a good kid when I was young that I would ask first. So here I am with my own money in a toy store, and I could have bought this product with my own money. But stupid me, I go and ask my dad. I don't think my father has ever said yes in his life. Yet still, I feel like I need permission to purchase this product with my own money. So I go up to my dad and I say, Dad, I have enough money to buy a Star Wars figure. Can I buy one? And he looks at me and says, it's almost Christmas time. If you buy something for yourself right now, I will not get you anything for Christmas ever again. Yeah, when I was 7, I knew that there was no Santa Claus. Oh crap, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So he actually said that to me. I'm like, oh, okay. So I waited for Christmas to come. It's like 2 weeks later or something like that. Nobody got me Starriers. Nobody got me Starriers. It was also the first time I didn't write a letter to Santa Claus because, So I started to question what my dad said. Was there a Santa Claus? and I refused to write a letter to this invisible person who was actually there, I was so mad. I was so mad. I got a story for everything. So, what else did I find? I found issue. It seems to be an issue 3 and 4 kind of day for me. I found issue number 3 and 4 of the Nth Man, the Ultimate Ninja. Yeah, I know. Oh, here we go. Here's some Dragonlance and some regular D&D. This is Advanced Second Edition on the back here. God, I loved the Advanced Second Edition. It was, in my opinion, it was the best edition because there was a lot of math that you had to do, and eventually I got good at math. Probably trying to buy my own stuff. So I got, I actually got issue number 2 of Nathaniel Dusk, Private Investigator. It's pretty cool. You know, like, is it worth anything? I don't think any of these are worth anything. You know what I'm saying? But to me, they're worth a little something. That's awesome. I'm so happy I got these. I got The Unknown Soldier, issue number 6. Oh my God. Like, this is just so completely out there. And the last one I got, they actually had a bunch of these. The Warlord, but I got issue number 69. I saw like issue 111. I saw issue 121 and 122, I think. There was like maybe 5 or 6 others there that I just didn't get. I found the closest to issue number 1 that I could. Wow, this Mylar is bad on the back, man. It's more like Saran wrap than Mylar. Anyway, so I just found a bunch of these, and this was also the cover that I liked the most too. You actually get to see his face like really good in this, and I actually had the figure, the toy, when I was a kid. Yeah, just weirdest thing. So anyway, those are the comics that I found. Got them each for $1 at the thrift store. I'm telling you guys, you get yourself some old comics. Go visit a thrift store, and you gotta visit often at the craziest times. Weekends for me are usually the time. So usually Saturdays, I haven't gone there in several Saturdays, and I'm wondering like what kind of comics did I miss by not going there on a Saturday. But you want to get some old cool comic that's just like, dude, check this out. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. All right. Oh my God. Oh, Magic Man, you're from Newark? I remember I was in basic training, right? I think it was, it had to have been basic training. And there weren't a whole lot of cool people in basic training. I'm not talking about the fellow soldiers. We barely got to know each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like the drill instructors, the drill sergeants, we should say. All that stuff. Like we rarely got the chance to really know them except them yelling at us, run where you're going, run, and drop, half right, face, and front leaning rest position. Keep pushing up the earth until I get tired. Fort Benning, Georgia. We used to nickname it Fort Front Leaning Rest. Front leaning rest means get in push-up position. So, what do you call it? Anyway, friggin' A, man. There's just this one dude. There's this one dude there who was cool, and he'd walk around and he knew the United States' geography pretty well. He knew a bunch of cities in a bunch of different states. So you go around and be like, "What state are you from?" Like, "Oh, you're from Georgia." "Oh, Alabama, man. Hotlanta." That's the first time I ever heard the term Hotlanta. He might have made it up for all I know. So, and this was back in '93. So, we're just, he's just doing that. And he comes to me, he's like, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Jersey." He's like, Newark. Oh man, that's like one of the worst places in the world, like that." And I was like, "I think Camden's worse, isn't it?" And he's like, "I don't know about Camden, but Newark, man, Newark." I was like, "Okay, it's mostly car theft, but sure." So, that's when somebody robs your car, it usually ends up in a strip shop in Newark. That's where most of the crime comes from. Most of it. Anyway, so let me see here. Joe Fisher. Hey, what's going on, Joe Fisher? So I had all the you had all the Star Year toys as a kid? Joe Fisher, get off my channel. Out of professional jealousy. I hate you. I'm joking. Damn! Man, I love those stupid things. Like the one, I think he was like the leader. He was like silver and blue, and he would walk upright bipedal, but he had the two big, like, they looked like it was a bra, but it was actually the drills. It's like, what's this guy going to do? Just start chasing after, everybody, like, "Come, I'm going to hug you and drill into your chest." Like, oh my God, they're the dumbest toys in the world. And you'd wind them up and they'd do the little and walk forward. But I was 7, so they were the greatest things in the world at the time. Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm genuinely jealous that you had those as a kid, man. That's awesome. Professor Bill, the toys came with. Yes, that's right. I heard they came with mini comics. They were like, hey, that was the thing back in the day, man. The original He-Man toys, which I had a chance to get a Skeletor toy, but I could look and see on the face that it was not, and obviously did not come with any of the accessories or the clothes or anything. You know, like the strap-on strap chest thing. Anyway, but I remember all those. I had the original He-Man figures, He-Man and Skeletor. I had the Battle Master ones also. If you remember those, they had the tank shirt where you could hit it up to 3 times, and you'd see like one dent, two dent. Oh, it's all jacked up. It's like nobody gets hit in the grill. Everybody just gets hits in the chest, right? But the He-Man figures, those ones, you could pull it back when it was in fist mode. You could hold the waist, but pull the arm back, and the waist would turn, and it was spring loaded, so it'd be like like that. Dumbest thing. Anyway, Mississauga has a toy festival every so often. I forget exactly what it's called. I have to look it up, but Toy Expo, Mississauga Toy Expo or something. And you can actually go and just experience all this stuff. And like, yeah, I think I really want to go to that one of these days. Victor, if you're free, you should come and hang out. Anyway, yeah, so all those, and yes, they all came with a little tiny, and I think there were 8 of those in total also. So yeah, that was when they originally made He-Man like more like Conan the Barbarian, just blonde than anything else. But yeah, I saw that they came with the little comic books too, and I never got the chance to read those. I'll bet you I can find them online though. Anyway, and you know what? If I can, I might just review them. Actually, I think I'll just review these. So, excuse me, what do you call it? Thanks for that, Joe. Cyber 2G. Professor, are you going to be getting the Image title Oblivion song written by Kirkman? I can't remember if I actually saw that or not. So I don't know. I don't know. But you gave me a request, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll tell you what. Actually, wait. I think I do. It's not new characters, is it? It's actually some of the older, Image characters, right? Because if it is, I think that's why I said no, I'm not going to bother with it, because I just don't know enough about the Image characters. But if Image is going to make a brand new character, I will read the heck out of it. I will review the heck out of it. You know what I'm saying? But I've just got to find the time to go back and look up, all those older characters, like the Valiant characters also, you know what I'm saying? I got to go back and look all those characters up because I don't know enough about them. I started reviewing Ninjak, more specifically Ninja K, and it's great. It's an amazing comic book, but it's so dependent on you knowing the history of the characters that I could read it for myself and enjoy it, and I do. I still do read them. But I don't know the history of the character enough. So this is one of those comic books where I say, if I review this, I'm going to just look like an idiot. People are going to look at this and they're going to get insulted. I don't want people wasting their time, looking at a video review and it's like, I know more about it than this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't like doing that. That's why I was just like, okay, this is, I love this comic book. It's an amazing comic book. I'm going to continue reading it, but I will stop reviewing it because I couldn't keep up with all the history that they were giving. So yeah, that's a hard one. But if Oblivion Song does not feature a whole bunch of older characters and this is a new team or something, yeah, I'll read it. I'll review it. What? Bill, hold on. The Unknown Soldier. I remember that comic book. Yeah, it was great, man. Professor Bill should have told Mom you wanted those toys when she threw them away, right? Or gave them away. Oh, man. Sean Sadrai. I hear Jim Chung and Humberto Ramos and other artists help out with art of 800 Spider-Man. Oh, with issue number 800? Cool. Marvel needs to take a step back, though. Make issue number 800 and then just shut up. Literally. That's the way I feel like it. Just shut up. Because I am planning on doing a video. I may not do it tomorrow because I've got a lot of work to do, but I might also. If you guys I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to be doing. The latest issue of Comic Shop News, you only get this at the comic book store. They've got an entire page spread, and there's a lot of information here about issue number 1000 of Action Comics. And I'm finding so much stuff online that this isn't even showing, because like new stuff is getting updated almost, like not including weekends, but almost every day it's getting updated, and there's just so much in there. It's amazing. So I'm going to be doing a video just on what to expect from Action Comics issue number 1000. There's actually 2 versions of it. Yeah. Do you need to get both? No, you don't. But anyway, we'll get into that. But yeah, I don't think they should be doing that for issue number 800 of Spider-Man. No. Wait until it's issue 1000. Like right now, just let Superman have his time, man. There's no character in the comic book world that deserves it more right now than Superman. Just let it rest. And then later on, when Detective Comics does the same thing, let Batman have his time. Like, just step back, relax, chill. Just let them do their thing. And hopefully it's going to be more than just Batman, but, that has been the whole, the crux of everything. Hopefully they're going to do some Yellow Claw from issue 1 and all that stuff. But, yeah, just let them have their time. Like, give them their time to shine. Don't sit there and try and jump in and it's like, Spider-Man's going to be doing issue number 800. Nobody cares. Not for another 200 issues. Just chillax on that. You know what I'm saying? When it's his 1000th issue, dude, man, do it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what do we got here? Sean, did Batwoman do the right thing in Detective Comics? No, I don't think she did. I don't think she did, because she's a member of the Bat family. When you're part of a team, that's what you do. Like, you got to understand, like with me, remember, I'm in the military. There's a difference between a warrior and a soldier. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can be a warrior. Anybody who goes out and fights and does what's right, or, fights for behalf of what you think is right, at least. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's fighting on behalf of your country or fighting to rid some warlord or tyrant, from an area, whatever it is that you're going to do. If you're going to be fighting, you're going to be putting up your life for something, even if it's like the Norsemen were warriors. You know what I'm saying? And they were just out for when you say plunder and loot at the same time, it comes out as plute. Go figure. And that just sounds like something that I would lose my monetization over. So, so they were out there for plute, plunder and loot, and that should be a new D&D term. So they were all warriors. But a soldier is someone who can work in harmony, even in succinct harmony, all right, with the person on his right and left. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get warriors together in more than like a gaggle. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, with actual soldiers, that's called a squad. That can form into a platoon. That can form into a company. That can form into a battalion. That can form into a division. That can just form into an army. So that's the difference between a warrior and a soldier. The warrior may have 1,000 times more combat experience than the soldier, possibly, but like 1,000 warriors can't beat 300 soldiers. And that's a fact. That's been proven time and time again. Just for an example, look at the Battle of Thermopylae. You know what I'm saying? So that's an actual, those are soldiers, as opposed to just a whole bunch of guys who are really good at fighting. So with me, it's not about did you make the right decision on your own? There is no such thing as a right decision on your own. You take it through the chain of command, or you take it through what you know, because we're all trained. A warrior maybe goes out and, beats on a bag or cuts on something, with a sword or whatever he's going to do, does whatever training he or she's going to do. But a soldier fights in tandem with others. You practice squad maneuvers, company maneuvers, platoon maneuvers in between that. You practice maneuvers with larger and larger groups. You know what I'm saying? Everything is about fighting side by side, Again, with the Spartans, you know what I'm saying? That shield is not to protect you. It's to protect the guy on your left. You're protected by the guy on your right's shield. Like that, because just think about, like, instead of doing this, you know what I'm saying? So you're literally depending on the other guy. And that's the way that soldiering is supposed to be. So you're giving your life, you're giving everything you have for the next person, and that person's doing the same thing for you. So here, if you have somebody thinking outside the crowd, that's somebody trying to be a hero. One of the most derogatory terms that I don't know about in the Marines or anything else, but in the Army, we were taught this from the very beginning, from basic training, from freaking inception, from Johnson Hall. You know what I'm saying? In Fort Benning, which is reception for a week before we go down range. We learn from there. Hero is the most disgusting term somebody can use for you. They can call you any name in the book. Names that if they called your mother, you'd freak out, right? And we just take it. We're like, whatever. You know, saying things that they're going to do to our mothers. Okay, cool, whatever. But if somebody calls you hero, you realize that you did something wrong. You didn't do something that's best for everyone. You did something that's going to, hopefully get you a medal. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, calling a soldier a hero is an insult. You know what I'm saying? If you're another soldier. If you're not, like, I've had people be like, dude, you're a hero. Be like, okay, thank you. I appreciate. I didn't do it to hear that, but okay. I understand where that's coming from. But another soldier saying, hey, what's going on, hero? It's like, oh, wow. Wow, what did I do to deserve that? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's real talk. That is real talk. You go ask any soldier, they will tell you the exact. Well, anybody in the army at the very least, they will absolutely tell you the exact same thing. That is a direct insult in the in the army at least. So yeah, what Batwoman did was wrong. Nope, not going to change my mind on that. And that's before we even get into the morals of things. We don't know if he could have taken control of things. So no, that was not cool what he did. Bats don't kill, right? So Sean, the toy fair is today. What toy fair? Where? I didn't see that. Yes, that is true. From Magic Man segment. Yes, segment is coming soon. New Magic Man. Newark is actually turning around now, thank God. I get all my comic books in a store in Newark. Fortress of Solitude. Oh, there's a Fortress of Solitude there. Sweet. All right, dude. Well, I'll tell you what. Like I said, I'm a Jersey boy myself, and I'm in Asbury. So when I'm coming from Canada to go back and visit the fam in Jersey, I'm not joking. I will let it be known. I will let it be known in advance. I will be hooking up with Lewis from the Geek Fortress because that is an old time friend of mine. But what do you call it? I will absolutely, like, if you catch me. What do you call it? If you're in a podcast and you see, hey, I'm going to Jersey pretty soon. Whoever is on the way, like literally, it's got to be on the way. Let me know. I will absolutely stop by, hang out, and go with you to your local comic book store and just hang out there. I will absolutely do that. I might even film it. You know what I'm saying? To be like, hey, check this place out. You know what I'm saying? And you could even give you could be the tour guide. You know what I'm saying? Put it up on the channel, give some free press to the comic book stores, support the LCS. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I would love to go and visit your comic book store, dude. Cyber 2G. Well, yeah, Oblivion Song contains completely new characters, and the main character is trying to save Philadelphia from Oblivion. Oh, an alternate dimension. See, when you were talking before you said that, I'm wondering, is this a little bit like Elder Scrolls 4? Because I'm totally down for that. They should make a Skyrim comic book, shouldn't they? I would read the heck out of that. But okay, done. If Oblivion Song is completely new characters, done. Yeah, I will. I would love to jump on a new comic book from a non-Marvel, non-DC. So Joe Fisher, okay, you guys talking to each other. You do your thing, man. Act like I'm not even here. It's fine. Joe Fisher, you're near the Delaware Memorial Bridge, Jersey side. Oh shoot, you're also in Jersey. Okay, cool. I go through that bridge, the Delaware Water Gap. The way that I actually get home. It's so funny. I live here and I'm trying to get my citizenship and all that stuff here, but I still call Jersey home. It's the funniest thing. Whatever. Anyway, so I will cross no, I don't actually cross the Rainbow Bridge. I cross the Queens Bridge? I think it's called the Queens Bridge. The Rainbow Bridge is the one over Niagara Falls. I can cross that one. I might one of these days just because I do love the area. But anyway, I'll usually cross from Canada into the States by the Queens Bridge, I believe it's called, and I'll just come straight down all the 95s, the I-95, the 90. It's got to be 90 because that's up and down. Anyway, no, 95, yeah, it's all the 95s. The odd numbers go up and down. The even numbers go side to side. That's how in case anybody doesn't know, that's how the interstates all work in the states. So yeah, I take the like I-90, I-95, I-95, I-195, I-295. I take all three of those at one point, and then several other roads to all toll roads to get down. So yeah, I will actually come down into Pennsylvania, I think around Allentown area, and then I'm making like a sharp right and then just going straight through Pennsylvania, and I get to the Delaware Water Gap, and that's where I cross there. It's like a dollar to cross to go. It's free to go into Jersey, but it's a dollar to get out. You know what I'm saying? So people make fun of that. I don't really care. Anyway, so that's how I go in. So if you're right there, dude, you are literally right there. So yeah, let me know, Joe. I'll swing by, check out your comic book store. Cyber2G, Bill, I should start picking up Batman Rebirth. It's not called Rebirth anymore, but I know exactly what you're saying. Yes, yes, get Batman, dude. Tom King is killing it, dude. It's amazing what he's doing right now. You might actually have to go back and get some of those trades because he is so good at what he does, man. He's a former CIA operative. You know that? And he went out and he wrote a book just so that he can get an offer to write comic books. And they loved his book so much, they're like, take Batman. Absolutely nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts. Let's see. John West. Hey, what's up, John? What's up, man? Didn't miss it this week, Cole. How do you feel about the new Age of Heroes the DC is making? I was actually just talking about that. Sorry, go back and rewind. Otherwise, people are going to be like, you already said it, Jeff. And I agree. I am from Joe Fisher, I'm from the same town as Bruce Willis is from. Bruce Willis is a Jersey boy? Get out. Well, I'm from the same town, Asbury Park. I'm from the same town that frickin', what's his face? Danny DeVito's from. So what up now? What do you call it? But yeah, and Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, like that wasn't my main comic book store because they're mostly for the tourists. But I'd stop in once in a while, just be like, hey, so I'd see them filming Comic Book Men and stuff like that. But it's literally just like if I'm taking the wife who's an out of country or an out of towner, you know what I'm saying? If I want to take my kids there and be like, look, this is actually a part of New Jersey history right here in Red Bank. Take them down to see RBC, Red Bank Catholic, the church down there. I think that's actually where George Carlin filmed for Dogma and stuff like that. Just like there's so much history in Jersey, you know what I'm saying? There's so much freaking history in Jersey, especially around that, for me at least, especially around that Asbury Park area. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's what I usually do. So, anyway, so I don't usually go to. I am still tired. Wow. So yeah, I don't usually. That's not my usual comic book store I go to. In fact, the comic book store I used to always go to, Comics Plus in Jersey, shut down a year ago. Ah, man, kills me to see a comic book store close down. That's a shame. And I also think to myself, like, if I do become like, one of those top tier guys on YouTube for comic book reviews and stuff like that, I wonder, would the comic book store have shut down if I could have been there, once in a while, but like, I'm filming from my home city. This is where I grew up reading comic books, you know what I'm saying? I'd go up there and pick something up and somebody'd slap my hands, but don't touch the comic books with your dirty, grubby hands, you nasty little kid. Kids don't have money, but I've always got money. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? So they were always actually cool to me. But regardless, I always heard people say such bad things about the people there, but when I got older, they're like, "No, we never had a problem with you. You always had money." I was like, "Oh, that's what it was." Because I remember people telling me, like, the guy'd be sitting down on the stool, and somebody come up and be like, "Do you have any of the loose Marvel cards, the '92, trading pack of the cards? Do you have any loose ones?" "Yeah, I got a whole thing of it." It's like, "Can I see them, please?" And he'd like turn around and look back. He'd be like, "I'm not getting up to get the cards unless you're going to buy some. Do you have money on you?" And like, no. So the guy's like, "No then. Why are you even in the store?" Like, that's wow. I never had anybody say that to me in the comic book store. That's weird. Anyway, but I always worked. Like, I would get working papers since I was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? To do landscaping in the local steak and ale in front of where I lived. You know. What do we got here? I am from the same. Got you, Jersey forever. Black Panther voice. Yeah, but you got to say it like in the Jersey accent. In fact, you got to be even worse. You got to do it in the Brooklyn accent. You know what I'm saying? Like Jersey forever. That's not how Jersey people talk. I talk how Jersey people talk. Pensgrove, Carney Point area. All right, Joe. Cyber 2G. Yeah, I was thinking I'll get the trades for Batman. I never knew Tom King was a CIA agent. That's really cool. I was also thinking I should get the Hit Girl limited series Kick-Ass spinoff. That hasn't come out yet, so I'm not sure if that's going to be any good, but I did review Kick-Ass issue number 1 with the new girl, the girl playing Kick-Ass. It's pretty kick-ass. Pretty good. I actually really enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed it. It was good. It felt... she's not a kid anymore. Plus, she's former military, so, and she was in Afghanistan and all that stuff. So I look at it like, this is like me with boobs. So I'm good with it. Go kick some butt, man. Kick some butt. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And I see we're at the hour mark, and I do not see any more comments. So guess what that means? Guys, it has been real fun talking with you guys. It always surprises me. Like, I was... an hour and a half ago, no, 2 hours ago, I'm laying on the couch, the pillow, like, babe, can you get my blanket? She brings the blanket out. She's like, do you want me to wake you at 8? I was like, that would be too late, but I've got an alarm set. Don't worry about it, babe. I'm good. So I'm laying down for like 20, 25 minutes or whatever, trying to get to sleep, and the alarm goes off. I'm like, okay, I'm going. Oh, yeah, the segment. Shoot. I'm like, okay, I'm going. So I get up and I turn off the alarm on my phone and just like, wow, man, like, that's me. And I'm just like, I'm just going to do this for like 10 minutes. 10 minutes and I'm going to sleep. I'm going back to sleep. But like the interactions, dude, there's no sleep. No sleep. So also, I think this updated on its own. So I'm not totally sure how this. I never liked Twitter. Never liked Twitter. Okay, so what is this? Oh, here's the issue number 800 for Yeah, that looks actually really good. Issue number 800 for Spider-Man. Look at that. You see in the background? Yeah. Super Red Goblin. The red threat level red. What is it? Oh, an Infinity variant with everybody. Can I do that? Yes, and it makes it bigger. With everybody on it. No, literally. Like, that's everybody. You see in the background? Yeah, that's our moms. our parents are in the background. That's literally everybody in the Marvel Universe right there. Let's see. What do we got here? Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps variant. Oh, jeez. Dude, Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps is killing it right now with the Zod storyline. So this looks like Lore going at it with Hal Jordan. Yep, tired. Guy Gardner. I was like, Guy Gardner. No, his name's not Guy Gardner. Yeah, it's Guy Gardner. Anyway, that one was a double send. I get it. Batman variant with I saw this with Poison Ivy there. Looking good. Oh, jeez. I'm not doing it right. Sorry. Okay, now. I have Agamotto segment. And what do we got here? Variant for Infinity Black Widow. What? And Wolverine are on the bottom. Black Widow and Wolverine on the bottom. Look at that. I don't see them. Oh! Okay, so here's the thing. You can see that. And then right down there in the bottom, let me see if I can't. Look at that! Look at that. Yep, that's Wolverine and Black Widow. Okay, so she'll be back. Before you know it, she'll be back. Everybody's coming back. Just kill everybody. Don't worry about it. They'll be back. Venomverse preview against Anti-Venom. Against Anti-Venom. Oh, so the Venoms must be going bad? Yeah, Flash Thompson will put those people all in their place. The Venom, the Venom storyline that's happening right now, specifically in X-Men Blue, is really good. It's really good. Like, it's weird seeing Eddie Brock doing these things instead of Agent Venom doing these things, like Flash Thompson doing them, because I feel like that's what Flash Thompson would be doing, but whatever. It's pretty good. Oh, look at this. Look at Sean. He actually doesn't mean this. Batwoman was right. That's messed up, man. So this is gonna be like a Scott Summers situation. Good one, dude. Good one. All right. So, oh, any more? I have Agamotto time, PA Stewart. Good night, Professor. See you later, Cyber2G. Looking forward to next week's reviews. And yeah, on Tuesday, I'm going to try and get, as long as my wife doesn't come home late, then yeah. Joe Fisher, Professor Bill, you should see Happy Show. It was only 8 episodes. Oh, it's already out. I heard it was a graphic novel. They say the show is very close to the graphic novel. You see, I was no, I didn't think you did make that, Sean. You see, people have been telling me to read Happy, and I didn't, and now all of a sudden it's out. Where's it out? I don't agree. Where is Happy out? Is that in it's not Netflix. I'm sure. I was just looking at Netflix yesterday. My wife and I were watching Dave Chappelle. He's got a new thing out. But anyway, yeah, just yeah, where is that so I can try and find it? Hopefully it's on Hulu because I've got the subscription right now because of Runaways. Please don't tell me it's on Amazon Prime. Because my wife just canceled Amazon Prime a couple months ago because we haven't been using it. Sean, I didn't. Yeah. Oh, it's on the Sci-Fi Channel. Okay, then I got to try and find out how to find that. Shoot. Poet Near the Castle, dude. That is a cool name. You gotta comment more. You don't have to, but that's a cool name. I like that. Excuse me. My email address that I use for all you guys is cavemansmuse@gmail.com. So say hi if you want. It's cool. What do you call it? So yeah, that's actually cool. Poet Near the Castle. I dig that. So it's on Sci-Fi. Okay, I got to figure how to. Actually, you know what? That's going to be important because I was thinking about checking out Krypton when that comes out. That's looking like it's going to be. It's being hyped at least. Yeah, Sean doesn't agree with Batwoman because she killed my man Clayface. Dude, Basil, that is such a sad killing, dude. Such a sad killing. Oh, and somebody's asking me, oh, guys, I hope you checked out my Stained Glass Scarlet explained in a minute today. Also, I did her first appearance as a spotlight on story. So I read for the most part, I explained the entire issue, which was her first appearance. I was just now asked on a different, I guess this guy, Mark Spector, cool name. He didn't see that I did what do you call it? Or he doesn't see that I'm live, so he's probably not a subscriber, but whatever. Either way, he's saying that I should do Scarlet Redemption also. Scarlet Redemption. There's not a whole lot of Stained Glass Scarlet, Scarlet Faciera. There's not a whole lot of Stained Glass Scarlet stories out there, so I could technically do all of them, right? But I probably won't. I was actually surprised what I did. I read the story again. And of course, I go on and look up the history of the comic and all that stuff, and I realized that if you do get a chance to look at the Spotlight on Story for Moon Knight issue number 14, I just put out today. They what do you call it? Doug Munch made this comic book 1 year after the assassination of John Lennon. So I did. There's about a minute and a half of actual radio commentary on. The people reporting on John Lennon's assassination. You know what I'm saying? Howard Cosell talking to Philip, what the heck is his name? I know his name. Regis and Kathy Lee. So Kathy Lee Gifford. So Frank, it's not Phil. Frank Gifford. So Frank Gifford and Howard Cosell were in the announcer's booth during Sunday Night Football this one time, and Monday Night Football, excuse me. And what do you call it? They had to report in that, hey, and Howard Cosell was actually a pretty decent friend of John Lennon. So all of that, like, there's a lot there. So that if you get past that first minute and a half, then I tell the whole story, and then at the end you see why I did that, because the story was actually about. It was a commentary on gun control. I know a whole lot of people, they get, like, oh, SJW Marvel, they're always trying to insert their political commentary. Look, they have always inserted political commentary. Guys, always inserted political commentary. Always. It's not just the subtle innuendos with the X-Men. You know what I'm saying? They were very blatant about the stuff that they did too. Like this issue. You know what I'm saying? The Wakanda situation when Kirby and Stan Lee made the Black Panther, when they created the Black Panther, that was all a commentary, like Wakandan vibranium. That was all of commentary on the takeover, America starting trouble in the Congo because we wanted to get our hands, this, around the end of World War II, we needed to get our hands on uranium. And Albert Einstein had recently said in a letter, probably not knowing that we were going to attack and cause the trouble that we did in Uganda, or excuse me, in the Congo, but what do you call it? He said the most enriched uranium right now is in the Congo area, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So yeah, we started insurrections there and coups and things like that, and we also assassinated a leader there, and Malcolm X spoke out against it, and yeah, just there's a big rigmarole about it, and all of that was supposed to be. So the Black Panther story was actually supposed to be a commentary on that, on what happened there. Claw, what do you call it? Belgium was actually in charge of the area, so that's why later on it was said that Claw was actually from Belgium instead of from South America. But the whole idea is that yeah, T'Chaka was murdered so that somebody could get their hands on this rare metal there, uranium, vibranium. Go figure. Like, there's just so much there. There's so much story there. You know what I'm saying? And then them becoming closed to outsiders. There's social commentary since the beginning, since the inception of Marvel Comics, and some of them were more blatant than others. So, dude, like everybody says to say, "It's J.W. Marvel." Shut up. You probably should have read a comic book for once in your life, because I don't think you ever actually did. That's just me. Seriously, like, no remorse for somebody who just, like, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that those people were intelligent enough to get that there was always social commentary in all of the comic books, especially Marvel. Just whatever, man. Whatever. Revisionist history, right? Anyway, heck of a note to end on. But did I read Falcon 5? Yes, I meant to put that up, but I finished it. It is going to go up first thing tomorrow morning. And just for the sake of conversation, guys, it's not just a regular letter grade. I may have already done my pick of the week, but I didn't do my Amazeballs pick of the week. Just saying. So, yeah, Krypton does look good. Okay, dude, so I think that we are finished. Guys, thank you so much for making this fun for me also. I presume that means it was fun for you as well. So, if we are both politely satisfied, please leave the money on the table. And I am out. All right, guys. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.